Ooh, baby! Playoffs, Masters Clash, and boy did we start today's stream with a little bit of a shock. Seriously, today I ran a little bit late. We're still there in time, but we had a big bike ride today. 170 kilometers, 2,000 meters of climbing, so a big one. 6 hours of cycling, and I mean, I was exhausted. I came home, took a quick shower, grabbed some food. Yeah, and then I went to the PC, started my show as usual, and all of a sudden people were complaining about a little bit of a clicking. And I couldn't figure out for the life of it what it was exactly. Thought it was the microphone, switched that out a bit. And then at the end, the good old restart fixed the problem without any issues. So yeah, and from that on we jumped right into the game. So a little bit of a shock. Would have kind of sucked to miss out on the last day of the playoffs with something like this. So we're a little bit stressed here, but we're still in time for game number 1. Chili Mountain against Team Ash. And Team Ash, ooh, these boys are on fire. I mean, damn son, did you guys watch the playoffs the first day? They crushed. They absolutely obliterated. These guys are taking no prisoners right now, and they're going up against, well, Chili Mountain. And if you already took a little bit of a look at the player list for Chili Mountain, there are a couple of very interesting changes today. First of all, Wooby is subbing in for Backhold. That's point number 1. He's just subbing in. Backhold will be back, but Wooby is here and he's fighting with them. And then if you go down that player list just a little bit more, all the way down to the bottom, all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, who is this Smex guy? Smex? Have I heard that name before? Yeah, Fnatic's very own Smexy is playing today as well. And interestingly enough, if they make it to Paris, he will go to Paris. He is going to replace Banana Age. Now, I don't quite know why exactly that is. At first it was, well, maybe Banana Age, you know, can't go to the offline event. But then again, he's a frog eater too. He's a Frenchie. He lives right there. So I don't know if his parents just said like, nope, ain't happening, or what the reason is, but Smexy would accompany them. So we got Zelia on one side playing with his Closter account, and we got Wooby and Smexy on the other side playing it through. So it will be an interesting one. Now, a couple of things right off the bat. We have a Diablo, we have Malfurion here on Towers of Doom, the first map in the best of 5 series, and over to the red team, Team Ash, again with Urel. Now, they played already quite a bit with Urel, don't get me wrong. A lot of people look at that pick and they're immediately saying, oh, they're picking Wooby's hero, how dare they? But there's a little bit more to it than that. It's a nice side effect, don't get me wrong. But we have Urel immediately locked in from them. They played it a lot over the last couple of days. So we got Malfurion in the mix again. The Koreans, they love to ban him out. Everybody else is still playing with Malf whenever they can. We have a ban on Medivh too, and you can already tell that they're targeting Zelia a little bit, the blue team, when it comes to the bans. They banned Karrigan, they banned Zeratul, both heroes that Zelia excelled with just yesterday when he brought his boys to victory. So now with the last 2 picks coming in, as we have Tychus and Mei picked, Bishops today at least, not going in here into this Cassia place. Nope. So instead, what do we have? We got Make and Wooby missing still. The Whoopster, the side laner. It's gonna be... could even be a Leo. That's a Dehaka. Alright. Wooby on Dehaka and Mag on False. That's so double global to boot. Also, by the way, talking about Cassia and Bishop's not picking it, how could he? Has been a first pick for the blue team. So, yeah, that explains at least that. Again, as I said, tech difficulties at the beginning of the stream, so sweating a little bit. Okay, Zelia, the X Factor, as usual on the last pick as we're heading into game number 1 of this best of 5 series. The winner advances, the loser is out. And of course you have one more boss to beat if you are able to lock in a victory in this series, and that is Team Soundless. And if you can do that, then you will join the 3 teams that already qualified for the offline final in Paris. So ladies, let's go! Towers of Doom map number 1 in the best of 5 between Chili Mountain and Team Ash. Alright, let's get this party started, everybody. Game number 1. We got Make on Falstad, Wooby on Dehaka. Azerite is currently playing Cassia, Diablo played by Gia. And, well, as you can see, we got Smexy on Malfurion. That sounds somewhat familiar, to tell you the truth. Also on the right side of the map, Team Ash. They are absolutely on fire these days. Renella on Lucio, Bishops on Tychus, we got Denado on Mei, Morenas on Urel, and Zelia on the account Closter is playing Sylvanas. Now, again, you can always say that they crushed the opposition in the first 2 matches that they played, but now, of course, as they progress through the playoff gauntlet here at the event, the opponents are getting tougher and tougher. And Chili Mountain, they got a couple of good ringers in as well, so now Smexy playing, and Whoopi. Whoopi has, of course, already a couple of games under his belt. With Smexy, we'll see how he's going to perform today. But definitely a pretty interesting setup that we now have for this series. And I'm not really sure if Team Ash was too happy about those replacements. Probably not really. But then again, they were the team that changed players the most during the season, so they can't really complain, can they now? But yeah, either way. Game number 1, and as I already explained, we have the offline finals coming up in Paris. That's going to happen on the 10th and the 11th of July. So if you want to attend, if you live in the area, or if you are thinking about visiting and COVID restrictions allow you to do that, then feel free to check out mastersclash.eu. You can also simply Google for Masters Clash Heroes of the Storm. You find the website, and you can get all the details around all of it. So, with all of that said and done, the interesting part for this game is going to be the macro control. We have 2 globals currently for Chili Mountain, so they're playing with the Haka, they're playing with Falstad, which means that they can easily control the side lanes and then use the globals to join team fights if they break out, so definitely something to keep an eye on. Stacking for Azerite, that's another thing that we need to watch a little bit. Whoopi with his level 1 is going into enhanced agility, so what we're going to see from him is definitely a bit of a race car setup, whereas on the other side we have the grenade build starting up for Tychus, and at this point, since we are not on the Korean server, it's not going to be the Master Assassins here. That was one of the weirdest changes, honestly. Koreans, they love to play Master Assassin, they really just like to have the 10% extra boost on the auto attack, like the passive of it. Now, Master Assassin, of course, great if you can stack it completely, but then again, that basically never happens in a competitive game, so they really just pick it for the passive value. But either way, nothing that we are normally seeing on the European realm, or the North American one for that reason, for that matter. We got Might of the Banshee Queen in, we got the heat transfer at the same time now too, and it's time to party up a little bit. Can the red team go all the way to the final match? It would be really funny too if they make it into the next series. Just think about that for a second. From day 1 of the season, we've been talking about how there's a bit of a grudge match happening between Soundless and Team Ash. And let's just face it, during the regular season, Soundless kicked ass. And every single time they went up against Team Ash, they absolutely destroyed them. So it wasn't even close. But it would be fucking hilarious if we all of a sudden go into the playoffs, Team Ash defeats 3 opponents, goes into the final match, and all of a sudden we have that all-out war between Team Soundless and Team Ash. That would be insane. Now, if it comes to that, very different question. Now that you have Whoopi and Smexy playing on the side of the blue team, that's a different story. And once again, Whoopi, to my knowledge, right now the information is that he would not play in Paris. He is just subbing in today because Backhult couldn't play, and instead they asked for Whoopi. But Smexy, if the blue team qualifies, he will indeed go to Paris and represent them there. So that's the one thing that we're going to see. But either way, first few shots are already taken. It's a 1 triple altar phase at the beginning. Normally the top left, top right exchange, and then a battle for the altar at the bottom of the map that we're seeing right now. But even at the top, we have a bit of a party going on. Maka gets attacked. Whoopi gets thrown around too, and Maka, whew, you gotta be careful, buddy. Bottom of the map, the fight also continues, so we pretty much have 2 battles going on right now. Whoopi is getting attacked further and further all the way up at the top, but Falstad might just be able to finally get their channels through, and Sylvanas is already moving into the middle. And they apparently get both of them, yeah? Smexy with the channel, and that is more shots fired. 32 against 36. Haven't seen a kill yet in this game, but we're already seeing the objective taken, and they are firing away. Yeah, Malfurion, standard setup that we are seeing from him. So nothing too crazy. The Nature's Cure on level 7, starting things off, of course, with the Emerald Dreams. Also noteworthy that we have Secret Weapon again for Maka. If you're on the side lane, then it gives you extra value against structures, of course. With the level 7 talents, Ural also goes straight in for the Divine Steed. That talent, I thought, was always ridiculous. I mean, the second... We haven't even seen the... Like, back then, Tim and me, we had the show where the new hero was introduced and we were going over the talents a little bit. And I thought that this was just ridiculous. I mean, this makes you more or less ungankable if you pay a little bit attention to the minimap. Urel already is so hard to kill in the first place, and then you have the Divine Steed, and that allows you that allows so much stuff for you. You can run away, you have an easier time to traverse between lanes. It is just fantastic. That Tana is so good when it comes to utility, at least. So yeah, a lot of good stuff happening. Both of the teams very careful. Nobody, well, maybe now they're catching someone. I was just about to say, nobody is really making any big positional mistakes, at least until now. But here comes the attack. Gets Inado, and a second wall stun by Gia. The big boy pants are on today. Yeah, Gia definitely with a fantastic setup in this little fight to allow them to take Mei down. There was 2 wall stuns by him that allowed for all that extra damage to come through. And that is all happening as the second altar phase is spawning, and that's 2 altars that they might even get for free. Maybe not. Mei is now back. There's the drag. Look at that. Yeah, but another one. Gia, you monster. And that is the Space Goat eliminated. Mei is just arriving, and then Gia is down. That just feels bad a little bit. That's unfortunate. Staggered deaths are always annoying, and Mei was really upset about it. Was like, alright boys, I'm here, let's go. Let's take them down, and then Urel died. Yeah. And that's that. But we got level 10 abilities, so now the party can really begin. That's 2 kills to 0 though for the blue team. And Malfurion. Smexy was waiting with the talent a little bit. In my head, I'm just picturing Smexy asking, like, guys, what do I take now? Like, is this still good? Did something change here? Is this still right? Ice wall! And that's actually a catch. Interesting. But Azurite should be fine here. Yeah, they're trying to apply a little bit of pressure, of course. Ice wall. It was something that was really interesting also when we looked at the Korean tournament, that they used a lot of Mei together with Tychus and simply used the ice wall to allow Tychus to set up with his... that Space Goat is down. To set up with his Odin, and then they could go straight up for the battle. I kind of think that we're going to see mind control here. I mean, Wailing Arrow is, of course, always great as well. It's one of those instances where you can pick both of the talents. But considering that they're struggling to get a couple of kills, with a nicely timed mind control, you will be able to get a lot of damage out. Especially Tychus is going to be very thankful for that. Talking about damage, Zelia at the top is in trouble too. Yeah, Whoopi moved in immediately and said like, hey, I know you. From somewhere at least. So let's go for that. Okay, so same time, 36 against 24, so the lead definitely goes to Chili Mountain. And there we go. I mean, there is apparently a lot of chili on that mountain because the plays of the blue team are really spicy today. Oh yeah, he did it. The puns are back. 3 kills to 0. And yeah, that's going to be an easy exchange. This is always the case when you have like an altar at the top and an altar at the top right, top left. You're going to have a couple of shots fired over here. Boom, another one on the left. And here we go. Wailing Arrow instead of the mic control. Yeah, Tychus is a little bit sad right now. But outside of that, they're still... Again, both talents are totally fine. They're going to get good value out of this one too. So they finally need a kill at some point. And the problem is really that experience lead for now, because Chili Mountain has a level 13 talent, which is already helping quite a bit. Now, what are we going to get here? Top side, they're going for the next camp. We currently have the red team. I mean, they haven't gotten a single kill. They need to do something here. At least get the experience, get level 13, and then around the next objective, they need to fight. And really make a couple of plays. So, we'll see. Top side, I mean, they're holding on for now. Just double check the damage a little bit. We didn't really have too many skirmishes, but a bit was exchanged. Yeah, we had like no fights. Look at the damage output here. Tigers has at least 12,000. Cassia sitting at 9k, but there's not really any significant damage that was dished out, simply because nobody really could. Space Goat is already jumping over the debris. You might have been able to catch it on the minimap here. Very safe rotations right now. Definitely learned from the earlier death. And now the opportunity to maybe finally make something happen in the next fight. Because we have finally level 13 talents ready for Team Ash. So now they can fight on eye level. And that we also get the Polar Vortex on level 13. And, well, here we go. The attack is coming in. Let's make the play. And Ruby is already zoned out a little bit. But, yeah, they can't really push into that choke. So instead, they're just trying to create enough space for Zelia over here on his Sylvanas to allow him to get the channel. The isolation is in. Nobody can capitalize on it. And, as I say, Gia comes through. But nicely done. Good play here by Lucio. Comes straight in with a high five. Bit of an isolation play with the ice wall. Didn't catch anybody, but zoned them away a little bit. And this altar is still up. Can still make the play for it here. And I think they might just be able to lock that in. They're far behind now. It's 32 points against 20. And this is, of course, great map for comebacks. But still, you don't want to lose control over the game completely. And if Smexy channels this through, they would be down to 16 points. Which means that Chili Mountain would just double it. Easy peasy. So yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, there's another stun. And finally maybe. Nah, Maka survives. Nice. And instead Bishops is gonna die. Bishops down. Great kill. There's the second. Lucio got wrecked. And that is 2 kills for the blue team. Yeah, check this one out again. So first, they went straight up for the kill against Bishops. They got him. And then Lucio was also caught. And honestly, Gia is just smurfing on his Diablo. I mean, holy hell. Who is this? Masquerade? I mean, seriously. Gia is a beasting Diablo too, and he is just stunning them into the wall time and time again. Absolute monster moves from him, and it really pays off. This kill opportunity after kill opportunity for them. 5 kills to 0 now. Still not a single kill for Team Ash. They crushed yesterday. They absolutely crushed. And now, at least in game 1, they are really struggling to get any kind of foothold here. So this isn't looking too great for them. The conversion of the bell tower at the bottom also done. So that's even worse. They're starting to lose control over the map. They're already behind on the objective. They're behind the experience. This is not looking good. They need someone to step it up. Someone has to accept the responsibility here and step up his game a little bit and make the play for them. Triple altar phase is always tricky, especially if you are behind bell towers. That's technically 50... I mean, they could drop down to a single point on the core. Could happen. Most likely, it will be 2 altars for one team. And given the fact that Chili Mountain still has a talent advantage, it could be them. Now, setting up this camp, of course, is making matters even worse because the bottom bell tower has already been converted. So this is potentially a few points against the core. Top left, top right. I guess they're going to try for an exchange, but the Haka is going to get attacked here. Yeah, Whoopi's realizing that there's a whole welcome committee over here. But the first 5 shots are fired. 3 on the counter. And this is going to be important. Again, these are connecting very likely as well. So that's another 3 points down. And we're looking at another 5 shots fired. The pumpkins make it through 2. At least 2 of them did. Which means that the core is now down to 3 points. Oh baby, this is not looking good at all. They need something here. Damn. Yeah, and I honestly don't really know how they can come back into this. Now that they got the level 16 talents, at least they can try. They have to force fights. Time is working in favor of Chili Mountain. So they really have to start forcing a couple of fights here and really get aggressive around all of this. And also they have to remove the boss from the map. That's another problem that they have. Because pumpkins are set on their way again and are going to move through the bot lane. So they have to deal with that. But they also need to keep an eye on the boss. And Morenas is doing exactly that. But what are they going to do? They have to at least keep someone down here. And it's going to be Tychus that is going to stop the pumpkins. But at the top, this is a 2-pronged attack here. And this is nearly a checkmate play. Ice wall, they're trying to take it. Gust is out, and oh, it was so close. The Haka is dead, and they get the killer Belzevira, and Sylvanas is dead too. What a slaughter all of a sudden again. And they take the boss. They save the day, at least for now, and they get 3 kills. Azerite falls as well, and the pumpkins were stopped too. Nicely done. that might have been the ticket back into the game. Look at this. Look how close they were to winning it. Did you see that boss? It was nearly capped by them. So now a single altar is going to spawn at the bottom of the map. Yeah, the Haka, Malfurion, they died immediately. The Apoc just didn't do enough there. Now they can retake the bell tower at the bottom. Maybe try and reclaim a little bit of control. Once the bell tower is done, the pumpkins are not going to be that much of a problem any longer. And I suppose, I mean, Renella, he's most likely going to channel, cancel. No! He channels it through. Not so sure about that. They know that there's multiple heroes. I have no idea why he did that. And honestly, it makes no sense. They knew that there were heroes at the top, so they knew he couldn't be interrupted. So all he had to do to get an additional point against Chili Mountain off their core was to just interrupt for a second, wait until the bell tower is retaken, and then channel again. Is that going to decide the game? Unlikely. But it has happened before, and why risk it, you know? So yeah, that can be played a little bit better. If you don't have vision, I get it. You're a little bit afraid, you don't want to risk anything. Better safe than sorry. But in this case, not so sure. Anyways, 22 against 3 points. We've seen crazier comebacks, but obviously still a tall order. They are ahead in experience. I mean, technically. It's not like they have a big lead. So, they will have the level 20 at the same time, which is important. So, yeah. But either way, the birdie hasn't died yet. 27,000 damage for Tychus now. Very safe rotations. Nobody wants to get caught. Everybody is playing around vision now. Everybody is playing around vision as best they can. And you can see it right here. They have no information. They only see the Haka. Check the vision out at this point. They only have the information about the Haka, so they need to be really careful of where they move. And that is a pretty important thing. If you don't know where your opponent is, you always have to assume that they're lying in wait for you in some kind of corner and that they're going to try and take you down here. So from the perspective of Team Ash, this is going to be really, really tricky. And it's the same play. Look at this. They just have no vision. They have no idea. They see the Haka at the top every now and then, but that's about it. So they have to be as careful as they possibly can. And this is something that Chili Mountain obviously does deliberately. The entire time, they're just sitting in the back. They're just playing the safe. And they know they only need one. They only need one, and they're trying for it right now. Already Zelia in the back. Nice Wailing Arrow, but he's gonna die regardless. Zelia is down. Now the rest of the team has to bring it back somehow, and it looks real bad. It's highly unlikely. Maybe. No. The Space Goat is dead as well. And that, with the Gust, should be the final play. Smexy with the channel. And this is game, ladies. Easy hits. Game number 1 over to Chili Mountain as the blue team takes the lead in this best of 5 at the playoffs.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Aldrich Pass. Chili Mountain is in the lead. The playoffs continue. And, well, so far, Wooby and Smexy have definitely done a great job here, but also a big shout out to Gia. Those engages were pretty incredible. A really nice job by him, especially in the early and in the mid game. He created several kill opportunities for the team that they very, very happily took, and that led to a leading experience, to more and more map control, so good job by him. Now, as we're heading into game number 2, the question is, of course, can Team Ash come back? They had a very successful first day in the playoffs where they defeated 2 teams. They didn't drop a single map. Now they are up against a tougher opponent, but that is the whole idea of playing a gauntlet style, a stepladder style playoff system, that from round to round you're facing off against more difficult opponents, so that was more or less a given already. How can they adjust now? We have Aldrich Pass, it's a pretty big map, and well, with this, Carrigan gets banned again. Now, if you're a little bit surprised about the Carrigan ban, this is pretty much because Zelia already played Carrigan yesterday, I think 2 times in total, if I'm not mistaken, and he crushed. He did a great job also with Zeratul, so his Carrigan and Zeratul were both banned out. On the last map, Bishops was absolutely destroying with Cassia. Now with Bishops it's actually kind of interesting. His Hanzo was the entire time super legendary because his arrows are just insane. I have no idea how he does it, but that guy is like... His Hanzo arrow is like a homing missile. He pretty much just tells it what to hit, and for some reason it works out. Like, sometimes, I swear to God, he curved the arrow around one hero to hit the backline. It was incredible. But we haven't seen his Hanzo in the playoffs at least yet. but his Cassia was absolutely a monster, and therefore he gets targeted with that particular ban. Now, on the other side, we have a bit more of a, well, first of all, the global ban with Brightwing. It's a big map, and you don't want them to take too much control of it. And also the potential main tank Uther also banned out. And that leaves us to Varian and Zeratul. Now, Azerite Zeratul, I don't know, no matter what I say, people are going to take it the wrong way. We have better Zeratuls in Europe. He's not shit. He had a couple of games where he struggled hard. He had other games where he destroyed. Generally, though, I personally don't know what we're getting when he plays a Zeratul. He played it a couple of times with Baldric past, mixed results, but again, he can play a very solid Zeratul, but I don't think that it's quite on the level of some of the other Zeratul players that we're having in the scene, and I mean, again, nor does he have to be on that level, but it's definitely a huge threat, and if you mix those two heroes up together, you can already tell that this is going to be an aggressive setup. Now, Azerite also likes to start with that cleave build setup that gives him a little bit more wave clear, and he can be the one that also controls the side lane a bit. Here comes the Hanzo ban again. His arrow is insane, so Bishops gets targeted again. In addition to that, we have Diablo plus Urel. Now you take Urel away from Mubi again, and then they look at the last game and it's like, yeah, but this Gia guy, you know? That is also a pretty brutal one, so let's get rid of him too. But yeah, so Dibbles and Urel in. And there's the Chromie ban. Yeah, Chromie sad. Chromie sad. But okay. Next to place, what are we getting? Now, Stukov is taken away. You can still play Malfurion, though. The follow-up on Varian is, of course, important. And oftentimes you can see... I mean, Stukov and Malfurion are the two top ones, but you can play it with Brightwing and get the Polymorph in. I would say with this, Malfurion is more or less guaranteed. There are other options, but he's the best, and Smexy takes him right away. Maka is also picking Sylvana, so that actually attacks Zelia a little bit. Zelia so far has been mainly playing Kerrigan, Zeratul, and Sylvanas. Now, not only those heroes, but those have been the three that he played the most. So there's a lot of counter picking happening as well. It's not only about the bans that you're seeing here, but they definitely did their homework, as you can see. And it's one of the problems that you have when you're starting all the way at the bottom of the ranking into the playoff gauntlet, because you play so many more games that your opponent with a bit of homework can easily figure out what kind of style you're preferring and what you want to do. Now Zela this time plays there for Jimmy, so he's on Reyna, and we got Bishops on Junkrat, which we've already seen, so also quite nice. And that leaves us with the side laner, so Wooby coming in. And given the fact that they're playing with Varian and Malfurion here, very likely another side laner that also can provide a stun. I mean, you could play Blaze here, but there's other options too. If you can follow up on Varian's taunt, that's always kind of nice. And, well, with that, we got Sonya. Maybe a leap set up or the spear alone, but either way, we're heading into game number 2, best of 5 series. As I explained, the winner of the series makes it into the final match of the playoffs, where it's going to be decided if the winner of this particular series or Team Soundless advances to the offline final in Paris, and the loser is out. So let's jump in. All dog pass. Game number 2. Chili Mountain in the lead against Team Ash. On the left side, we got Make on Sylvanas, Azerite on Zeratul, Gia on Varian, Smexy on Malfurion, and Wooby on Sonya. Yeah, Wooby subbing in for the day, and Smexy replacing Banana Age. On the right side of the map, Team Ash with Renella on Stukov, we got Denado on Diablo, Zelia on his account Kloster is playing Jimmy, and Bishops on Junkrat. On the last but not least slot on the offlane, we get Urel played by Morenas. So let's go. No cleave build this time for Azerite. Instead, we're having him with a Shadow Hunter. Alright. Also, level 1, Exterminator. Interesting pick. That will help against the cavalry, of course, against the objective. It helps you with bosses, and he's also going to be the one taking the camp down, I assume. So that's another one. It's actually interesting that Chili Mountain has lately played with a lot of subs. I don't know exactly what all of the sub rules are, but if I'm not mistaken, they were also the ones that played with Wooby and Breeze just a week or so ago. 1 week, 2 weeks maybe, because some of their players couldn't make it. So there's a lot of subbing going on the blue team side. And ever since they are starting to sub out more players, they are a lot more successful. Might sound a little bit mean, but it's also the truth. So don't know what to tell you there. But either way, for now, they are in the lead here. And as the camps spawn on the map, both of the teams are making their way over to start taking it immediately. And all the way to the top right, Renella and Khaldor are doing their thing. Okay, so with all of that said and done, the pressure is still on the red team after they just lost on the last map. It's not really too bad, but of course you don't want to fall behind 0-2 in a best of 5 series, so it's going to be important for them to really put the pressure on right now, and that's what they're going to try and do here. We have a 3-man rotating over. In the meantime, Diablo gets rooted in the mid lane, but not getting attacked. Again, they knew that the rotation was coming, so they didn't have the time to really go for the Nado and do anything about it. So there was that. But a little bit of pressure play. With Jimmy taking the camp down quickly, they might be able to push it straight into the wall. Yeah, but there's Sylvanas on the other side, so that's a bit of a problem. Level 4 talents are in. And that's where the taunt kicks in again. Okay, so the taunt is ready for Varian. And honestly, the counterplay on the other side isn't really that... It's not that bad. You got Urel to push someone back, you got Diablo to fuck with him a little bit. There's always Stukov, of course, too. But what I really, really like is just this tendency that whenever Stukov is picked, that you're trying to go and... whenever Varian is picked, that you're trying to play Varian on the other side, because the trait of Varian is just amazing to save any hero that gets targeted. Talking about targeting heroes, damn. That was a kill for a kill very quickly, but Gia is also going to fall. Oh, maybe not. The rotation comes in to help him out here, and they get Varian out of harm's way. But okay, so there we go. The first thing that happens is that a Junkrat is getting attacked here. Gets taunted immediately, and well, after that, still the kill against Zeratul. But nice and aggressive move, and that's exactly what you want to see from Varian, of course. Coming in and immediately starting to taunt Junkrat. Drop bears aren't real. Of course they are! What are you on? So yeah. Varian has a new repertoire. He came up with new insults to taunt people. Okay. And, well, level 7 kicks in for some of them. So we got once again the Warp Skirmisher. Yeah, he really likes that one. And the Festering Wounds. And on the other side, much like the usual suspects. Malevolence, Target Excision, Unstable Compound, bit of action here in the middle. And let's go! A kill for a kill. Nobody is making any moves around the prisoner. As usual, again, as per our usual agreement, until level 7 or level 10, nobody cares about the prisoners. Nobody cares. So everybody is just like sitting tight and it's just waiting it out, and later on they're gonna make their move. There it is, finally, after level 7. The red team is at least saying hello. I'm not sure that they're going to fully commit to this, probably not, but they're taking a small lead. It's better than nothing. So there we have it. Oh, Morenas, careful, and... okay. Alright, Sylvanas sitting topside still. But they are focusing a little bit on it. They want objective number 1. And they get at least that they get. The stacks are also coming nicely together for Zeratul. Yeah, so they got them at 19 seconds now. It's one of those winner-takes-all things, so it doesn't mean that much, but if you now lose a fight, the chances of the red team locking it in completely... Oh, I like that one. Now, that could have been way more dangerous for Whoopi than it was at the end of the day, but that was a nice isolation from Bishops. And here comes the attack. Diablo gets taunted, and he still makes it up to Sonya, gets the engage, and he does it again! Oops, he did it again. Another mine, another kill. Bishops, they thought they banned him out. And then he's just like, guys, I'm going to drop the rat on you. Next game, they're going to ban 3 heroes of his. The bans on the side of the blue team will be easily Cassia. Yeah, well, they get the kill too. Cassia, Junkrat, and Hanzo. So 2 kills to 3. Here we go. But at least the red team is finally getting some kills together. I like it. Good stuff. So 2 kills to 3. Level 10 abilities are in. Of course, as per our usual agreement, we have right away the Might of the Narazim taken. And it's party time. Let's go. Gia, careful. It's always kind of nice when a team makes a move for the boss and tries to sneak it away, but of course these people or these players are no dummies. So they are just like, immediately when someone is missing on the map, they're like, wait a second, where did these guys go? And yeah, they double check the boss right away, so there's no chance to sneak it in. I also like that we have 2 of them that are still holding back their talents, so that already more or less tells us that Wooby is seriously considering to follow up on the taunt of Varian with a leap. And I am all for that. After we had a game yesterday with, what was it? Judgment, X-Strike, what was the other one? Judgment, Leap, X-Strike, and yeah, Varian set up with, Stukov set up with the Lurking Arm. Boy, that was good. That was a fun one. That was a really, really fun one. So, yep. And this time it's the blue team that goes for it. Red team is already on the rotation. They might be a little bit late to the party. Morenas is sitting here. Gia, is gonna find him out. And Morenas a little bit too trigger-happy there. Diablo with a big style. Was a good one. And they're on the point already. It's gonna be a huge fight. Already Wooby is jumping out, but he's still gonna get attacked. And he's down. Stukov is in trouble too, but he survives a little bit longer. The boss is stolen away already, and they got another kill against Zeratul. That backfired quickly for Chili Mountain. Yeah, that was an easy boss steal. Look at this. Wooby jumping out with a leap, gets attacked, dies. Stukov shortly after, but the boss is claimed, stolen away. And now on top of this, they have, of course, the kill advantage. They also were able to take down Varian as he was attempting to escape. So in total, 3 kills in that battle and the boss. That's perfect. That's about as good as it gets. And that gives them quite a bit of an advantage, because now they are the ones that can go for the objective. They lock that in. They go for the camp. They push the lanes out. They have a level 30. There's a lot of momentum for them in play. To be fair, Chili Mountain is going to get the level 13 for the defense. That's at least something. But that bot fort is going to get murdered now. Yeah, that Raider is going to take it out. Easy peasy. So, in the meantime, Marke. That got dangerous. Yeah, Denado is no slouch. He had some really nice games yesterday. And I think it was Garrosh where he absolutely crushed. But he might not make the flashy plays like some of the others, but look at this. Perfect engage with the Apocalypse, and Marke is dead. Then again, Zelia is also down, and here comes the rocket! And Wooby has to retreat. But with all of that, time is bought for the Raiders at the top, for the Raiders at the bottom, and the one in the middle. And we've seen this movie before, guys. Can you remember yesterday's games? Wasn't exactly the same. First objective, all forts disappear from the map. Oh, good for Azerite. Look at that. Now that's a meme. But at the top, this one is gonna fall too. So, well done. Really well done. They picked the map, and they're doing well. This seems to be... I mean, again, what are you thinking? You're playing the fucking Russians on the winter map, and they're also playing in red. How many advantages do you want to give them? I mean, seriously. Incredible. Incredible. You could only make it worse by sending him some kind of complimentary bottle of vodka. That's insane. It's no problem. It's winter map. We got advantage. We take fort, we first objective, we kill them, and it's no issue. Game number 1, not good map for us. Game number 2, all the right pass. Is cold, we're red, is awesome. KK Comrade, let's go. Easy peasy. These boys are rocking it. Yeah, and now they're going up to the top. It would be amazing, by the way, if they would just like flat out win every single all direct pass map from here. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and on the other side, blue team. I mean, they have to come up with something. They have the advantage that whenever they get a bit of a lead here, whenever they kill a couple of heroes, they win a fight, they can go straight up for Marcus Silvana's push and start to take them down. Oh yeah, the leap missed, but I'm not sure if Bishops gets away. And he gets out. Whoopee! A rare miss, and here comes the rocket, baby! And get wrecked, Mucker. Easy rocket. He got killed, by the way, by the minions. The minions killed him. Not even the grenades here. And you know what? Because that was so beautiful, we're gonna check it out again as the boss pushes the top lane. So yeah, there we go. Bishops jumps out, and it's time for the rocket. Russian the rocket. Let's go. And boom, easy kill. Mark it down. That's 8 kills to 4. 16 versus 16 talents, but the blue team is just trying to go for damage control at this point. It's fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love it. And Bishops is again, I mean, honestly, that guy is just, the plays. They banned, like, again, in all of the games so far, they banned his Hanzo, they either banned or picked away his Cassia, and they were trying to just eliminate most of his hero pool. And he's just coming in with Junkrat, he's like, whatever. I don't care. You can ban whatever you want, boys. I always will have another hero that I can make some plays with. And giving him Junkrat might turn out to be the biggest mistake that Chili Mountain made in the draft of game number 2. So there's that. Already everybody straight in play. A bit of a play towards the top. They want to go for the objective again. 8 kills to 4. What's the damage, by the way? Yeah, look at Junkrat. 23,000. My boy! That's what I like to see here. Awesome. So, top side, I already got Wooby sitting tight, and at the same time the camp is at least taken, but it's another boss! And honestly, they should be, like, look at the vision they have. They know nothing. They know nothing. Jon Snow says hello. And I mean, I really don't know, but they must have known that they're down at the boss. Where else would they be? I mean, the only other thing that I can come up with is that Chili Mountain really thought that everybody of Team Ash is sitting somewhere around the objective trying to trap them. Maybe they thought that. But now another boss is taken, and that was a freebie. And Team Ash sitting in voice comms, easy's too easy. But then Zelia dies. Ugh. The only non-Russian, just saying. Just saying. And to be fair, some of them might be Ukrainians. Future Russia, but yeah, I gotta admit that there's like they switch people too often. There's a lot of Ukrainians also in Heroes of the Storm. Honestly, like Eastern Europeans in general, and also Russians have so many amazing players. It's nasty. It's not fair. But big fight, big stun, and Azerite is down. Great play. Azerite down. Look at Urel. Morenas the entire time creating space, pushing them back, creating kill opportunities. Whoopi is like, that's my Urel. And Morenas apparently disagrees. Another jump, and that's the end of Sonya. Push out, and a wall stun. Denato. I mean, again, guys, these guys are so fucking underrated. It's criminal. And Renella, you done goofed, baby. You definitely bite off a bit more than you can chew. Now at the bottom of the map, the entire keep, by the way, has fallen. That boss push was highly successful. And this fight, whoo, there's the kill. Alrighty. Zelia is not fucking around this time. He comes in, penetrating rounds straight to the face. I mean, that shot hit right between the eyes. Amazing marksman, Zelia. Amazing marksman. Okay, so 20 is on the board, and I gotta admit, this is a series. I like it. Team Ash is coming out swinging in game number 2. Awesome. So, let's see what we're gonna get with that. Already on the right side, another camp taken, 1 level lead, 1 keep down. Why is the boss popping up again? Ah, it's just another 30 seconds. They're gonna have level 20 advantages around that. Good for them. And then again, 36,000 from Junkrat. But yeah, Denato's playing out of his mind. Morena's on Urel, fantastic. Bishops with so many good plays. These guys are playing an amazing game here. And it's not only this game. I've been talking about it earlier. Yesterday, they crushed everyone. It wasn't even close. So, with all of that, I mean, I don't know what happened between game 1 and game 2. Maybe the captain came in and just said, like, guys, if we are winning, you all get a big bowl of borscht. Maybe that. But, well, it worked. So now they're just coming in with the big hits, trying to take down the keep in the middle. Oh, but they lose Junkrat. Nice play by Varian and Sonya. Yeah, that was some dirty tag team action right there. But guess what? Top keep is down. Top keep down, bottom keep down, mid keep in trouble. That's 2 armor shields removed already. And we might see this one fall too. And that is starting to be a little bit of a disaster. That boss is already getting a bit of a beating here, as they're trying to hold on to the mid keep. But it should be fine. But still, they have so much momentum now. And there it is. Boss is up, and we have a 4 versus 5 for a couple more minutes. This is one of those moments when the blue team just has to go for it. And Morenas, he can watch it all he wants. I don't think they're going to engage in this. They are. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? If they do one thing, then it's going to fight that fight. Now, Jimmy has at least taken the camp. Oh no, don't, no, no. No! The taunt! The taunt! Yeah, that's safe. That might just have saved Malfurion. Denado's jumping off the Hellgate, but here's the leap. The Russians, as usual, they come in with a typical aggression and they pay the price. Dibbles is down, and they might lose. They will lose. They could lose. They are losing. Yeah, they're losing Zelia. He's dead. Zelia is dead. The rocket! The money pick! It's just too good. The money pick is just too fast. Rocket didn't do anything. Mid lane is still getting pressured. No! Why did you go for the boss? The kill after kill. Azerite. Yeah. Now he's coming into his own here. Nicely done. Core gets attacked again. And of course, this is going to attack the middle. Now, the boss has not been taken yet, and they're sacrificing the keep in the middle, it seems. Sylvanas is taking care of it, but I think that's too late? No. It's actually not too late. Well, is it? Maybe? Maybe not? I think the keep goes down. It's gonna be close. No, it's not gonna be close. All the keeps are gone. The top fort falls as well. And here's the boss up at the top lane. I think at some point, the blue team will have to throw a bit of a Hail Mary in order to bring this back. But I really don't like that Team Ash went for the fight at the top. It can work out. They've done plays like this before and a lot of them worked. But why risk it there? That's the one part that I don't really understand. The problem is that now the second boss is getting taken too. And they just gave them an opportunity to come back into the game. And they didn't have to. So, are they still ahead? I mean, duh. It's not a single structure standing for Chili Mountain anymore. Of course they're still ahead. But let's go. Dibbles also has to start stacking. He's at 10. That's not enough. Varian, if he can lead again, get a good taunt out, and then a follow-up from Sonya, he might get another quick kill in the next fight. Yeah, the objective is up too. If they can get the objective as well, and I don't think they're going to get that one for free, but that would of course be fantastic. As the game continues, the lanes are going to be under even more pressure, so that's one of the problems that they are facing right now. Yeah, you kind of want to keep that fountain, at least for the upcoming fight. Eventually it's obviously going to fall to minions, but that's what you would expect. Alright, they're going for the channel here, and grunt work. The enemies retook the camp. Yeah, let that dirty mage rot in prison. Okay. So, 11 kills to 12. I look at that minimap and I think there is no way the blue team brings this back. Then I looked at the players on the blue team and like, nah, maybe. It's just one of those things. Zeratul is already acting as an observer ward. Yeah, can take for the camp here too. And they know that Azerite is here. They know that he's here and I don't think they're afraid. But yeah, there's Stukov. Okay, nicely done. Try taking that. Okay, that's fucked up. Renella is just coming, is like, not on my watch, and everybody's like, I guess we just got countered. So, yeah. I like that. Oh, the engage! The aggressive play from Denado, but they paid attention. Wubi and Smexy, both. Here comes our 5 versus 5, doesn't it? They're chasing. Gia, he's already preparing all the insults that he has. Wants to taunt someone here. Ah, but they don't get the slows. Gia's still trying. Nah. The thing is that time works in favor of Team Ashe. I mean, the longer the game lasts, the more these lanes are going to be pressured, of course. The more these waves are going to scale, and then eventually that core is going to be in trouble either way. But if you can win a team fight, or you can just simply take the objective, then of course you're going to win the game more or less for free. So that's definitely true too. You can only play passive for so long, and it's not really a playstyle that Team Ashe is using too much. Normally, they are the ones that are always playing aggressive, that are looking for kills, they're looking for fights. This is more their wheelhouse. And they're really good at it too. Zeratul is already in the back. It's all about pushing this out. Oh, they found a Smexy! And yeah, that's a dead Malfurion. Malfurion is dead. 5 versus 4. Whoopi is trying to get away. Here comes the taunt! And Bishops is dead. The counter kill. Can they get another one? They got Whoopi, and they might get Gia too. Yes! Nah, he should die. He should die. I don't think they can save him here. By the way, in the meantime, Denado's just deciding that he's going 1v2. But now that Renella is here and Deebless dies. But they're getting Varian. So it's a little bit of a weird one. On the one hand, they're chasing Varian down successfully. On the other, Diablo decided that he's just going to 1v2 this. And it didn't really work out that way. But now we still have a 3 versus 2 setup on the map. And with Sylvanas already getting wrecked by Zelia, I don't see her doing anything here. And if we have this objective controlled by Team Ashe, that's more or less a win. That's pretty much a W. I don't know how they're defending against this. Now, they will have the 5-man back up, but good luck trying to prevent them from taking this objective now. That's nearly impossible. And they're just guarding it. Now, to be fair, Malfurion is back and Sonya will be back soon, but that's 23 seconds. That's not a whole lot of time. And everybody is already a bit low, but they know they have to do something. Morenas is just sitting there trying to buy a little bit of time, but they're falling back. They're actually stopping it. Yeah, they're stopping it for now. Dibbles died. If Dibbles doesn't die, it's a totally different story, but Dibbles went down. If he didn't chase there, they could have taken Varian, and then with a 4 versus 2, that objective would have been definitely theirs. But yeah, this isn't over yet. So the problem, of course, is since multiple heroes were dead for the last couple of minutes or seconds, we had all of the lanes pushing against the blue team again. And that's why Sylvanas is more or less in duty kit. Like, this is... Vanilla. You party pooper! Seriously! He's like, doo -doo 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 -doo. I'm just coming in. Da 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 da. Look at him! He doesn't give a fuck! But now they're gonna try and chase him down. Yeah, they might even get him. The boss gets attacked at the top though, so they are totally willing to let him die. And he goes down. But so will the boss, so that boss is taken. They will get the objective, but they're losing the boss. This could end up in a race. Boss is taken, and the core is already dangerously low. Guys, this core, I told you earlier. These bad boys are scaling. This is hurting. They can right-click that shit. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to just right-click it. Chili Mountain needs to wipe now. They need to team wipe. And they are already moving in for the boss. They want to take it down. There's no armor shield. They know they got time. The boss is up at the top. They have the cavalry. And they're like, whatever. Here we go. Let's make the play. Diablo with the Apocalypse. The right click on the boss. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is game. Rocket Ride for the win. And that is a tie in the series between Chili Mountain and Team Ashe at the playoffs. Pew pew. Well, they did it! They brought it back, a 1-1 in the series, so Team Ashe still on fire. Okay. We are on to Spider Queen this time. I'm a little bit curious what's going to happen with the bans, because they were targeting Bishops quite a bit, and now Bishops just played Junkrat, and you can make a very good argument that he was one of the main reasons why they were winning this. But the first thing that they're getting rid of is still Carrigan, that was played by Zelia multiple times. So they're really, really afraid of it. And on Tomb it makes more sense even than on many other maps, of course. She is great on Tomb. There's the Stukov ban, okay. I can understand that they're also a little bit pissed with Stukov after the last one. That position in the middle for the prisoner camp was so annoying, and Renella also outside of that did a good job. So yeah, Stukov gets banned. That also more or less shuts down some of these sniper compositions that we're seeing. You can always sub in Malfurion, of course, but again, go to something. So, means that there's a lot of heroes still up that bishops would like to play. Malfurion this time gets banned too, so this is one of the games where they're eliminating that immediately. And there's the Cassia first pick, so bishops can't take Cassia anymore. But he could still play his Hanzo, he could play his Junkrat. Both of them good here, Junkrat probably even a little bit better, if they can keep him alive too. But let's see what they're opening the draft up with. And for Chili Mountain, this is gonna be an interesting game now. Because they came into the series swinging with the 2 new players that they have here. It looked fantastic, but they got shut down pretty quickly. So there is not all that momentum that they were hoping to build up. And there's Junkrat for bishops. Expected. And Murenas on Rexa. Alright. So, what else can they put in here? Keep in mind that Urel is up now. If Wooby wants to, he can play her here. And Dibbles is also up. I mean, there's another map where Dibbles also shines. And there she is, Urel. Urel taken, and we get Uther. Okay, so Uther is claimed. Urel together with it. So far, so good. Yeah, I like that a lot. Wooby had before no chance to pick Urel because she was taken away from him. And this is the first game where he can make that play. And we even have Deathwing banned out. Okay, so they're not really a fan of a potential triple frontline here. Around Deathwing. But what do you ban out now? Could ban out Zela again. Target him in the ban pattern once more. But they're going for Dibbles. Alright, so Denado's Diablo is banned out. He played a great Garrosh too, but if they really want to play Garrosh here, then they have to like draft a little bit in like around him as well, not just simply like drop him in there. May still, I mean, there's plenty of other attacks that he could still play. May sees a lot of play here, of course, too. So she's another one that we would likely see, depending on the rest of the picks. And Jojo. We haven't really seen all that much Jojo after the patch. I think after the patch I've seen Jojo maybe 2-3 times at most. So Renella and Anna and Johanna taken. So I like that. We got Jojo back to business. And the double pick for Chili Mountain is now also going to reveal what Maka is going to play and what we're going to have at the front line. What they're going to play against Jojo. Stitches! Yes! Our boy is going to get some playtime. And Li Ming. That also guarantees that Zelia can't play Li Ming, and I think that was pretty important, because if Zelia plays Li Ming nano boosted by Ana, whoo, the damage! And you can tell that they are actually debating what he's going to take now. Now, Sylvanas is open. That would work. I mean, there's plenty of mages that you could also play here. I guess that's what the debate is about, but this is Sylvanas pick. Okay, so Sylvanas gets taken. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 3. Let's find out which team takes the lead. The final boss is waiting. Soundless is watching this game. Obviously, gonna try and have a look. Who are they going up against? How are they gonna play this? But before we're heading into the final series, let's find out which team takes the lead in this match. Let's go straight to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Chili Mountain and Team Ash tied as we're heading into the third game. On the left side, Maka on Li Ming. Stitches played by Gia. Keep in mind, the extended hook is now baseline. Kicks in once that you reach level 13, so you don't have to spec into it anymore. No more fishing hook here. We have Wooby on Urel, Smexy on Uther, and Azerite on Cassia for the third game of the Best of 5 series. On the right side of the map, Renella on Ana. Zelia is playing Sylvanas, Murenas on Rexa, Bishops on Junkrat, and Denardo on Jojo. Okay, time to get the party started here and find out which team takes the lead once again. I love that we're gonna have some Stitches, and also what I really like is that Gia actually went into the Hungry for More. Good stuff too. Oh, the hook! Look at that. That's a statement. That is a big statement. Right as the game starts, hook, connect, and kill. That's how you want to open this up. No, but great for Stitches. So Hungry for More is great when you can get a lot of globes. If you can combo it off with an Alexstrasza, that's of course fantastic, but that's more of a quick match thing. Maybe in some ARAMs. some brawls as well. You don't really see that combo too much in actual games. I mean, you could, but Alexstrasza isn't really the highest priority pick. On some of the maps, I suppose, you can do that, like Infernal Shrines. But even without her, we have a lot of globes available onto the Spider Queen. And if you control the rotation in the middle, you can lock in every single globe there. So in the late game, Stitches can have an absolutely incredible hit point pool. So either way, we currently have the team in red going for the camp a little bit earlier and trying to take this one. But at the same time, of course, there's the setup straight through the middle. Yeah, the attack thanks to the absence of the players that were trying to get the camp here. Now again, guys, once more the reminder, if you're currently watching this on YouTube, hit that like button and help to promote the video a little bit. And also, of course, if you like the video, you can use that new applaud feature if you want. Would definitely go a long way if you're thinking about supporting the channel here. All underneath the live player. So yeah, check that out. We're going to have more coverage here of the Masters Clash. We had pretty much every single game covered. And of course, there's a playlist that you can check out too. Yeah, and with Wooby and Smexy playing today, a little bit of a special video. So yeah, again, if you want to support the channel, check out the applaud feature. And in the meantime, we're going to keep our eyes on the bot lane, because the Siege Giant push, if they stick around, could actually do a little bit of work here. But there's already 3 heroes against it, so I guess they're just going to move towards the middle. Let the blue team use some of their time to deal with that and turn in some of their gems, rotate towards the top and deal with that first. Now we're going to keep our eyes on the stacks in general as the game continues. Stitches obviously gets even more out of his level 1 talent than only the additional HP, but it's also a movement speed advantage if he hits 15, 30, 45 and 60. Up to 20% movement speed, which is kind of nice as well, especially if you're heading into Tenderizer over here. Makes it so much easier to just apply that slow and reapply it then later on too. So there's a lot that's happening with that. That, bottom of the map, Rexa is dealing with things. Rexa, by the way, went also into globes. Went straight into the Hunter-Gatherer on level 4, and therefore looking for the extra armor here. A little bit of a 1 versus 1. They are highly successful. I mean, they took the entire wall down. That's about as good as it gets in the early game. You drop the entire wall on the opponent's side. Marcus turning in 24 gems. That's also a win. And the hook connects against Anna. And Granny, she is in trouble. The body blocks. Yeah, no way. No way that Renella gets out of this one. That's a dead Granny right there. Yeah, she survived COVID, but she does not survive Stitches. Yeah, that was a perfect hook. Gia is honestly, I mean, he is working some nice hooks in. Channeling his inner JPL. Same time now, we got the Night Terrors, we got the Festering Wounds, the Dart build, and Jojo with Conviction after heading into Holy Ground, and the Zealous Glare. And if she glares at you, you know it's all over. Blue team with the Web Beavers. Okay, so we're gonna have our Web Beavers for Chili Mountain kicking in first. Serrated Edge is also in for Gia, and that push could be a problem because the I talked about it earlier. This opened up is gonna expose the mid lane. Bit of damage at the top, nothing too significant, but the mid lane could fall. And that's an issue. So if you lose keeps, or sorry, forts, as the game just starts up and your opponent gets the first objective, you're in trouble. And Azerite has in the meantime done even more work up at the top wall and has just simply used his Lightning Fury to drop the towers even lower, so this is not going to help for the defense all that much. And, well, there we go. Uriel is pretty much all alone with Rexa still at the bottom of the map. That 1 versus 1 just continues. And with that now, we got the push through the mid lane. That was always going to be the big objective. Take the fort down, drop it early, make sure that they don't stand a chance there. And indeed, it falls. The rest rotates down. Uriel dies in the rotation, but again, they got the fort. That's all that they really needed to do here. And they also went through the entire wall. The fountain got eliminated. And that means that only a single lane still has a fountain up. And with that, you have very little sustain in the middle of the map when you're fighting for an objective. There's still a leading experience for Team Ash. That's good for them. Another hook against Denado this time, and it connects. There was no Iron Skin being used, but there's no follow-up. And talking about follow-up, Sylvanas at the top gets attacked now. And action is happening all over the place. Stitches with the hooks in the middle, the attack at the top. Gems get recovered, at least mostly. They have 55 that they're currently holding and 23 already turned in. So Team Ash definitely has a chance to bring this back. Gems are always your ticket back into the game. No matter how far you fall behind, if you can just simply hold on to your gems and the objective, you might at some point get multiple turns in a row, and that brings you back to business. Now with level 10 abilities ready for Chili Mountain, they have some map control, but only for a very, very limited amount of time, so they can't make a play with it. We get the Putrid Bile, and also the Rocket is in again. Mind control into Rocket Ride. Let's go. 15 stacks, 16 stacks for Stitches, which means he has 5% extra movement speed now. And of course, on top of that also, nearly 500 extra hit points already. So, 480 to be exact. But yeah, good for him. And as he... The thing is that this hit point pool is also insanely well synergizing with Devour. Which means that it's going to be very tough to kill him in the later stages. Oh, Muck in trouble for just a moment. He's not the only one. The mind control is hitting Smexy hard. And that's a kill. Uther down. Good job by Team Ash. That was actually kill number 3 for them. So they're drawing even once again with Chili Mountain. And that also establishes some control in the middle that they are finally using to get their own turn in. 18 gems delivered by Morenas. And there's the next one. Red Web Weavers. Easy peasy. Okay. Let's see what they can do with this. I mean, they need to do some counter damage on structures now. To be fair, they're still on even experience. Not really too bad. They lost the 4 in the middle. But up at the top, the wall is gone. So that's probably where they're going to focus their attention to. They're already getting in position here. Junkrat. From all the voice lines, I think Junkrat is one of the best. They're just cackling the entire time. It's just amazing. I love it. It's just so good. Anyways, bottom of the map gets defended pretty easily. There's nobody to push in for it. Sylvanas is enhancing the push in the mid lane a little bit more. And up at the top, they're trying to go for Gia. The little Teddy gets body blocked. Hello? Yeah, not even with a big hit point pull can you survive that. The Putrid Bile there, that was a bit of a panic. Arrgh. And it didn't really do anything, but also commit to a cooldown that he should probably have saved. That was a panic move there. That was definitely not a good idea, but he thought that just maybe it helps him. Didn't though. So that's a kill. Ford is down 2, and Team Ash is starting to take a bit of a lead. Guys, the little Cinderella story is still continuing here. Team Ash. Are they really taking the lead against a team with Marke, Wubi, Smexy? If they advance to face off against Soundless, oh my god, that would be insane. The hit is in. Denado with 32 gems. Wubi comes in for the interrupt. Oh, Sleep Dart, Renella, you god! Sets up Zelia, and the Divine Shield is saving Wubi's ass. But boy, that was scary. That Sleep Dart was perfect. Made it impossible for Zelia to miss the mind control. Zelia's boosted a little bit by Ana now. And they're all going for the next turn in. But here we go. I like that. Not an awesome game. Back and forth the entire time here. Hyper aggressive. Everybody just going for fights. Good setups and individual plays that we've seen throughout all 3 games already. And still the attempts to go for the next objective with constant cover fire from Bishops on his Junkrat. Okay, so here they come again. Starting to move in for it. 14 to 13. Urel has her ult out too. She used her ult as well. So it was Divine Shield and her ult. Oh, but now Renella! Ah, the kill! But 3 down on the side of the red team. Yes, I'm counting Misha. Cassia died on the blue team, but she's the only one that got annihilated. And now Marco wants to go for the turn in, but before they want to aggro the camp at the bottom so that they can get everything here. 21 extra globes for Gia. That's 600 extra hit points. 30 stacks also for Cassia. Still even experience, even kills, even experience, but they're now going to take this one likely for free, even before the objective is there. And then they can also come with the Web Weavers to push the top lane out, or even go and knock some of those walls at the keeps off. That's another one. Okay. Can they take this quickly? Look at Stitches. Stitches is such a nasty character to go up against. You always expect the hooks to come from anywhere. And if you have a team that follows up on Stitches moves nicely, there's a lot that you can do. But Misha is done with those Stitches shenanigans. Nah, she's sniffing that out. Misha has such a good nose. She smells him. Maybe we should give you a bit of an idea that Stitches needs to take a bath. Varian, there's a taunt for you right there. But Misha has no problems. Fearless. Absolutely fearless. As usual. Now, again, they take the wall in the mid lane down, and they're also taking the fort at the top, so whatever you think, Chili Mountain got something out of the objective. They would, of course, have loved to get a little bit more, but that was still fine. Now, Mind Control didn't really do a whole lot. The hook against Jojo, but the Iron Skin is out. Not a problem. The level 16 talent is, though. So Chili Mountain have the lead. That's why they're still posturing here, because they know they have a talent advantage. And Team Ash is going to lock in all the experience to get as quickly as possible to 16-2, so that they can make sure they have the extra talent. Now we got the Pulverize again, and also the Meat Hook over from Stitches. I've never heard of a Veggie Hook, though. I mean, I feel like Stitches, you know, like if you put any kind of food on a hook, wouldn't it be meat? More or less by default. Like, have you heard about a veggie hook or something like that? Are those vegetarians really trying to steal that too? Vegan milk. It's not milk. A vegetable hook. I don't know. Side tangent. Not an important one either. I mean, for climbing, I get it. You got hooks and stuff. For other things too. Either way. Turn-in is happening. Or at least they're trying. But let's go. Come on, boys. Give Daddy another battle. The thing is, if you hit that hook, Smexy wants to be close, because he wants to be the one stunning the target out. Normally, you have anyone with Stitches that can, you know, follow up on the hook. Malfurion comes to mind. You can make the plays with Stukov. But Uther is absolutely great. If Uther just gets the stun out, then you have the target completely exposed. Talking about exposing a target, Whoopi gets attacked heavily, but with a turn-in over at the top turn-in point, we have another Web Beaver wave for the blue team. So, yep, there they go. Yeah, Celia! Oh, that would have been the kill. Can you imagine him dying just as the Web Beavers touch ground? Woo. That would have sucked. But they are making it happen. Now, Stitches, obviously, since level 30, now has the passive activated too, which is why he's so much more dangerous than even before. And he already got some insane hooks in before that happened. And what looked like a potential lead for Team Ash is starting to fall apart. Chili Mountain is playing better and better and better and is building up all that momentum. Now they're pushing the top, they're pushing the middle, they're pushing the bottom with their objective. Sylvanas is dealing with the top lane, but here in the middle, they are losing that keep. It's going to fall, 100%. The keep is down, and of course, they would love to go for the core. But even just getting a second keep would be a huge win for them. So they're moving in for it, and everybody else is still zoned away, and that is keep 2. That is going to be tough. Oh my god. Yeah, Bishop's going... I was about to say this is going to be tough to recover from. And with Bishops dying, this might just be the end of game number 3. Bishop's going down in that situation. And now the follow-up kill against Misha. Yeah, that's lights out. That's core. That's the lead for our team in blue. Another kill against Sylvanas makes it a triple. They're going for the quad kill. Denado is trying to get away. The core is already losing hit points. The shield is long gone. We're at 60, 50%. And this is it. The hook to try and make it a 5-man wipe, but it's not happening now. They get the level 20 talent. Chili Mountain with a 2-1 lead in the best of 5 series as we are heading into the next game of this playoff match. Game number 4, BOE everybody. Yeah, the lead for the blue team. It looked for a bit as if maybe, just maybe, Team Ash could bring this back and take the lead again. But nope, not quite. So instead we have the blue team now with their first match point. If they win this one, they move on to play against Team Soundless and Team Ash is out. Obviously, we have 3 teams already qualified for the offline final in Paris. And that is 30k, that's the Donuts and the Hardos. And the entire playoff setup that we have here is just to determine the 4th team to join them. The offline finals, they take place on the 10th and 11th of July. So no matter who wins here, still has like more than a month to prepare for it. Which is actually kind of important because depending on who wins, let's say Soundless, for example, qualifies for the event, they need visas as well. So for the Europeans, it's not really that big of a deal. But if one of the Russian or Ukrainian teams wins, it is going to be a little bit more tricky for them to make the trip. And some of them have also still to haggle with their parents, because a few players, not too many honestly, but a couple of the players are still not quite old enough to make those decisions themselves. And yeah, so you gotta try and bribe mommy and daddy a little bit to let they go to France. And yeah. Now, Diablo gets banned on Battlefield of Eternity. We got Stukov also banned out. Chromie is not going to see this match either. Is this where they're banning Hanzo again? Well, not the red team. Blue team, obviously. And Cassia. Cassia has played a huge role in the series. It was funny because when the patch dropped in the first, I want to say like 4 games in the competitive level, probably more than that even, Cassia was pretty ignored. Teams did not really look at Cassia. Vala was the one that really jumped up high, and now she's fallen off. Cassia has taken that spot again, and Hanzo gets picked away. I not think that would happen, but yeah, they want to deny Hanzo 2 bishops, especially on this map, so they first pick him. I'm pretty sure if they didn't first pick Hanzo now, it would have been taken by Team Ash. But they are willing to make that happen. And instead, Malfurion gets taken by Renella, and we got Morenas with Irel, so that's a nice counter pick too. You can... Some of these series that we've seen in the playoffs, but also, of course, in the season itself, really show you how teams within the best-of-5 series start adapting their entire pick and ban pattern also to the opponent. It's not always about like, hey, what is the most important hero in regards to meta right now, but oftentimes it's like, hey, what does our opposition excel with? Are some of these heroes we can play ourselves, pick away, and then try and screw their draft up a bit, while at the same time drafting something for us that we are not only comfortable with, but also good with. And that's what they're doing right now. We had a lot of Urel played by Morenas already before, and they get the double whammy because they can take it away from Wooby. With Renella's Malfurion, as Stukov is banned out, it is another good choice. Instead, we now have Brightwing for Smexy. And Gia is playing Muradin. Sonya, banned. Oh, they're really really targeting Wooby, but they're getting Sonya out of the mix. And Tracer. The counter bans against Zelia. They continue, but this time Carrigan is up. Just you wait. They're gonna go full AD-RD on this one and pick Carrigan on Battlefield of Eternity. But I can't remember which game that was. It was a game where AD-RD and his boys, they picked Carrigan on Battlefield of Eternity and they shit all over the opponent's team. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. Some people still are under professional treatment because they have nightmares to the day from that game. It was incredible. But yeah, so... Oh, I miss AD-RD. I really do. He every now and then pops into chat and says hello and watches, I think. He's playing also a little bit just for fun. But I really miss the mad scientist. So, we got this time Zelia on Li Ming. The last game, it was denied to him. They would have loved to play that Ana Li Ming combo, probably, but they didn't get a chance. Denado is already playing his Garrosh again. I've been talking about him a few times earlier. We get Sylvanas, and Wooby is this time playing Rexa. Okay, so a lot of stuns. You got the Polybomb, you got the Muradin, Stormbolt, Hanzo with his arrow, potential mind control for the Sylvanas, if not then the Wailing Arrow, and Rexa with stuns of his own. On the other side, Malfurion, of course, Urel for the displacement. Li Ming can play now with her Wave of Force, doesn't have to play around Disintegrate. There's no Anubarak on the other side, who, by the way, has not played a role in this one at all. And there's Vala. Bishops with a cowgirl. All right. Battlefield of Eternity, everybody. Game number 4. First match point for the blue team. So let's see if Chili Mountain can win this with a 3-1 and advance to the next round to meet the final boss, Team Soundless. Let's jump straight into game number 4. First match point for Chili Mountain. Battlefield of Eternity is the map on the left side. Whoopi on Raxa. Smexy on Brightwing. Marcus playing Sylvanas. We got Azerite on Hanzo. And Gia on Muradin. On the right side of the map, Renella on Malfurion, as the team in red is trying to bring it back. Win on Battlefield of Eternity, tie the score, and push it to the final map of that series. But yeah, Marinas on Ural, Denado on Garrosh, we got Bishops on Vala, and Zelia on Liming. Now, Bishops is going into the Puncturing Arrow setup. Well, that's a little bit interesting in that regard, because when she got reworked, a lot of the teams picked her a ton. They went mostly into multi-shot on pretty much every single map, especially, of course, Infernal Shrines, as usual. But on Battlefield, it was still the arrow build that continued, and then we went into the Korean tournament, and we had a bit of Vala played there. But even on Battlefield of Eternity, where I think she was played twice, the Koreans straight up went into a multi-shot setup and ignored the arrow build completely. And ever since that happened, and also since the teams have played a bit more on the new patch, Vala has more or less disappeared from most teams' roster. Now, there's a couple of different teams that played her still. For example, Inding for Ruby, they really like to play Vala, and they lost every single game that they played with her. Now, to be fair, they lost every single game. So that statement is true for every single hero that they played there. But they are also the only team that played a ton of Vala. And now we're going to find out if Bishops can maybe bring this back here. So Vala's a bit of this, in this weird spot where teams are starting to not prioritize her all that highly anymore. And we still have question marks also with the builds that we can see. Obviously, the arrow build has also been changed quite a lot. Now you start with your stacking on level 1, as you can see, with the puncturing arrow. And your Monster Hunter is kicking in a bit later in the game. So something to keep in mind, especially since Monster Hunter is fantastic on the Immortal. But then again, we now got at the bot lane a little bit of poke pressure against the wall with the first camp taken. Top team has done the same thing here, so each team has one. Muradin starting things off with the dwarf block, by the way. Just saying. And level 4 talents should be rather interesting. Most of the time you will see Muradin with the sledgehammer, but that normally also comes with the level 1 Stormbolt pick, which we're not seeing here. So you can go for a hybrid. If all that you really care about is completing your baseline as quickly as possible, then sledgehammer still makes sense. You won't be able to do as much damage to the Immortal and structures, but it's still worth it. So there's that. And the Hand of Freedom is in. And Vala is continuing the setup. So for now, we got the repeating arrow already. So that's good for her. That's going to be neat. Increases the damage obviously highly. And here comes Muradin. Old school. Double clap, baby. Okay, so we're going to get a healing static build for Muradin on level 13. He's trying to go for the sustain with that. Very old school setup for him. Huge survivability boost that he's going to get through that, but already with level 1, with his level 4, once he had level 13, they're just trying to keep him alive as best they can. In the meantime, we also get the Grizzled Fortitude, easy prey on level 1, I might add. And with the first Immortal popping up, it's time to shine! Let's see who is able to get this first one. Okay. And that's where Vala, even without the Monster Hunter, can already start to do some work. It's time for the cowgirl. Come on, Bishops. Show us what you got. And yeah, here's a little play. Straight for the Zona. Nice dodge on the Stormbolt. He has Indomitable though, but he can use it a little bit later. But the body blocks, yeah, you can't evade those, at least not easily. That's at least another stack as he turns it around too. And that is already some solid damage. The halftime show has taken place, and it's all of a sudden the red team that is losing the Immortal in record time here. Bishops is thinking like, do I attack? Do I defend? And they are going for the defense now, trying to take a hero down or two. But this is a real awkward position. It looked great for a long time, and then it just flipped, and Sylvanas and Hanzo ripped the Immortal a new one. Now, they can try and reduce that shield a little bit, especially Zelia, of course. But we already have multiple heroes on the other side going on the defense now, as Whoopi is trying to protect it for as long as he can. Mark going again. Yeah. Not against Zelia, my friend. Not against him. So that's a kill. Easily done. Misha gets sent in. And Whoopi is eating a lot of arrows here. Now, they are about to take the Immortal. But Whoopi has eaten a lot of damage in that last one. Imagine him dying in that situation. Misha died instead. Sacrificed herself for Big Daddy Rexa. And now we have Monster Hunter. Just when they don't need it anymore. Well, they can use it for the defense, I suppose. But yeah, so for now, we got on level 7 also the heavy impact. Do you remember when a talent stunned? Do you remember that? That was a great idea. It was a fantastic idea. Let the dwarf be more or less unkillable and jump into every single fight and stun everything that is in range. Yeah, heavy impact. That was a fun time. 13 stacks already for Vala, so pretty decent considering the early game. Made easy, of course, by Misha on the other side. If you have more targets, you're gonna get those stuns a little bit easier. So there's that. Now, we still have our first kill of the game. Only one, but the objective has been taken. The wall has fallen, thankfully for the red team. We are... Oh, beautiful! Nice! Denado! Boss mode! Nice, I like it. That was actually really, really well done. Great kill opportunity again opened up by him. And that was... I mean, the follow-up of Rendala was great too. But this is a problem. Now he overstepped a bit. He's making it out of the fight though. But of course, we have a 1-level lead at this point for Team Ash. And that's kind of crazy. Yeah, but again, Mirrodin with his stun back then. I mean, there were so many things where Blizzard just brain farted so heavily that everybody that could rub 2 brain cells together was just thinking, what the hell were you guys smoking when you came up with those ideas? As of Johan, everyone, Li Ming, pull them into the combo. Great idea. Honestly, I don't know what was the most imba shit that they ever did. I mean, Kelthas, when he came out and had the infinite bombs, that was kind of funny as well. There was so much stuff. There were so many things where you just looked at the patch notes and you were like, wait a second, you can't be real, right? And the first thing you did is you checked the calendar. It's like, I thought it's Christmas, but maybe it's April Fool's Day. Maybe I fell into a coma and just woke up. I'm not quite sure. I have to double check. There was so much good stuff. Anyways, level 10 is in, and Team Ash, they got the 2 kills. They got the slight experience lead. Question is, of course, what can they do with it? I suppose they can at least get the halftime show. Now, Vala is going to do way more damage now that she has a level 7. Against the Immortal mainly. But if she gets some stacks together, that's going to help her even further. So this is the time to really bring it back. Now both of the teams have their level 10. And, well, here we go. Come on, baby. They're playing it rather safe now. Nobody wants to make a big mistake. Everybody's just like sitting tight saying like, alright, let's see what we can do with this. Playing around vision a little bit, hiding in those vents. Urella had to, of course, also defend the bot lane. You always deal with the shaman camps as quickly as you can. But, yeah, the poke from Zelia in particular should really help them in that situation. They go for the dwarf, they have the taunt, the root. The follow-up is insane. Honestly, these are some beautiful kills that we're getting from them right now. The coordination is absolutely on point. This is exactly how you want to play it. It's exactly what they need to do, and they're coming through with it. I mean, just another example. Take a quick look at this. Look at Mirrodin. Look at Mirrodin as he moves out there. There's Garrosh, immediately the taunt, the root, the stun from the Immortal, and then Li Ming just pops off, gets everything connected, it's an easy kill. Death timer is obviously not really all that high, so Mirrodin is on the way back, but they lock in the Immortal with nearly 100% shield. Make it 90. 90% on the shield. This is a good setup for Team Ash that they can use to demolish that bot lane a little bit. And maybe even take the fort down. Also, Vala is stacking more. The pace has slowed down a little bit, granted, but still, she's at 21 stacks now. So the damage output of her against heroes is neat. 21,000. I mean, compare that to what Hanzo has. She's nearly tripling his stats now. Alright. And, Muradin. That's not where you want to jump. Yeah. And they're turning it. They're trying to. They need those kills. But there's the tranquility. But boy, was Gia in trouble there. He made it out, though. Misha with a big stun. Misha! Yeah, she pays with it for her life. An unbearable situation made a little bit better. But Misha had to pay the price. So, the fort is down. That was pretty much a given with that big of a shield. But now the experience is what worries me the most. That's 1.5 levels that we're talking about. So Team Ash with level 13 talent could get even more out of this. Top keep anybody? Top fort? Yeah, that's another one that you can go for. Drop this one as well. And Bishops is really, really happy about his Vala setup here. This is wrecking, by the way. That Vala setup is absolutely destroying the camps. Every single time that she makes an appearance here, it's just obliterated. And now up at the top, they can of course go for the fort. But the counter pressure play at the bottom of the map, I like it. Good decision. Good decision from Chili Mountain. And you can see that they're moving immediately. So what they did is they moved onto the bottom fort to try and take it down, because they were fully aware that Chili Mountain, Team Ash had their heroes, most of their heroes, all the way up at the top. But the second they saw them leave the top lane, they fell back because they don't want to take the fight. They don't have level 13 talents. But they at least pulled them away from the top and saved that fort. So that was a real nice tactical decision that they just made. They still haven't gotten a kill. Not one. And Sylvanas, she can pressure. She has the wave clear that she can use. And, yeah, they can make all the plays here. Okay. Blue team is buying time for 13. And they're doing it well. Denado gets those experience globes. That last 45 seconds now. Granted with reduced XP, but still. And both teams are going for the camps. The stage is set. The next Immortal is up and the stage is set already. This is going to be an important one. And now we have healing static. That's going to help Muradin. Or at least it should help him. Already the boars unleashed. Wailing arrow out and connected. They're going for Vala at the same time. Muradin gets attacked. Misha coming straight into that fight. No fucks given. Full on damage setup for her. Love it. A great place by Wooby there. But then again, they have to go for the Immortal too, and Vala is taking the opportunity to burn this one down as quickly as she can. Repeating arrow on level 4, has the Monster Hunter, she gets the stacks together, and the girl's doing work. She is doing a ton of work. They're winning. They're actually winning the halftime show. By a small margin, but still they're taking the lead. And now, can they burn it down? It's a defensive position that's taken by the two Immortals, so they have to be careful as they approach it. But they got the poke through Zelia's Liming. And Misha's dead again. The taunt against Muradin, and he disappears again. Team Ash is just bullying the dwarf the entire time. How many times have we now? 3, 4 times when they just targeted Muradin and blew him up? Focus the tank, baby. They're just murdering him. He has healing static now. He has a level 1 for the block. He has his 10. And it doesn't matter. Every time he pops his head out, they're taking him down. They hate dwarves. They banned Chromie. And then they're bullying and killing Muradin. YouTube is going to hate me for that one. 16 against 14. That's a 2-level lead. 5 kills to 0. And now the top fort will fall. If Bishops can stack a little bit more on his level 1, that would be even better, but things are already going really well. Obviously, now him having Manticore against Muradin is also fantastic. And there's another connect nearly. He missed both. Got really close of connecting both of the arrows, but it was just a pixel or two that was missing. And with the top fort now gone and the shield destroyed on the Immortal side, they are still getting damage done. The side wall is open up. The first tower is already falling. I don't think they can take the keep here, but they will do as much as they can. 30 stacks already. Vala stacking a little bit further. 31. Every single arrow matters. Every single one. The initial damage that you get out with those arrows is going to be pretty nice. Yeah. I mean, again, with 33 stacks now, that's nearly 200 damage that we're doing on the first attack. That's a pretty nice one. And by the way, that's obviously, you have 2 arrows, right? So you go for the repeating arrow, you have that twice. That's pretty much 400 damage just through the first 2 shots. That you can chunk them down. That doesn't even include the bounce damage. So that is some serious damage you can push out against any single target, especially if it's isolated a little bit. But Li Ming is taking the cake on the damage numbers. 38,000. No, Vala is the same, but she's still a little bit behind. 17,000, 18,000 for Chili Mountain's top damage dealer. Big gap. Big gap. Misha escaping this time. And here we go. Bishops are starting to move in. They're trying to open that wall up. They don't have a talent advantage anymore. The level 16 talent is now ready for Chili Mountain. It gives us also the Will of the Forsaken. So good for them. I mean, anything that gives you unstoppable and allows you to move away from the opponent is fantastic. So that's a great asset for Sylvanas to have now. The Dwarf launch is also in. A little bit more jumping happening from him and the feigned death of Rexa. Okay. Hits keep coming here as they're going for the next camp. And of course, it's all about the Immortal again. And this is potentially lights out. If Chili Mountain doesn't win this one, they could lose the game here. They're likely to lose the keep if they can't take the objective, but there's a very good chance that Team Ash would try and aim for the victory on this map and then push it all the way in the best of 5. Halftime show, again, easily, well, not easily won. They still win it by roughly 2,000. Mainly because of Vala, but also Li Ming chipping in a lot of damage here. Oh my god, no, not like this! What a kill! Sylvanas, no! Denado waiting in the bush, taking the opportunity. Easiest kill of their life. And you guessed it, that's another win on the objective for Team Ash. The red team, they take it. Urel moving down to the bottom of the map immediately to deal with the remainers of the Shaman camp. But yeah, everybody else is hunting the Dwarf. And they might just... Are they gonna go for the Immortal and let him go? The problem is they don't want to waste too much time taking him down. That's the issue. If you waste too much time just chasing Muradin, then the objective is not going to do a whole lot. So they have to decide how they want to play this out. Li Ming is still up at the top of the map. But everybody else is at the bottom trying to attack with the Immortal. 2 of the heroes are topside and actually starting to move in now as well. Zelia has to move away too, but that's the 3 versus 3 therefore, the bot lane. They were also hoping to get some extra experience because they're so close to level 20 that if they get the additional talent, they have another big advantage over the opposition. Top keep is already taking damage. The arrow missed completely on its way to an A. And in the meantime, Gia is again just eating damage. And the taunt ends Rexa. Whoopi is down and so is the keep. And if they don't kill the core here, they're at least going to kill the second keep. This is Team Ash popping off once again. Playing a great game here. Look at Gia. Gia has no chance. He's on the run once more. And he's dying. Nicely done. Throwing Li Ming in. And then, of course, comes through with a level 7. And kills him with a Calamity. 40 stacks by now. For Vala. And, yep. That is going to be game. The Acrobat on level 20 as so often, and they're gonna burn through that shield easy peasy. Only 2 defenders are here, granted, the 2 damage dealers. But again, what are you gonna do with this? Marka and Azerite are already thrown away. That's potentially a kill, and indeed it is. Hanzo is down, the man with the hipster beard. Gotta just light it up. Got lit up easily, and well, with Sylvanas now dying too, they're just farming them. 11 kills to 0. 11 kills to 0. They didn't even get a kill. Zelia's running away from Misha, but that's it. 12 kills. They completed the dozen. Not a single kill for Chili Mountain. And we are going with game number 5, baby. That's the kind of playoff match that I like. Rumor has it that I bribed the team so that we get 5 maps. Obviously, as a person that is involved in all of this, I can neither confirm or deny, but I'm just happy that we get the 5th map. So we have Team Ash once again putting a point onto the board. Map number 5, the final one. And yeah, I'm here for the ride. It's an interesting situation because there's quite a lot of people that have been very annoyed about the fact that Chili Mountain over the last 3 times that they played always came in with sub players, and that their sub players were always former HGC players. Now, technically, it's a pretty difficult situation to handle. Honestly, I don't know how to fix that. I can understand why some people are upset, but at the same time, what are you going to do? Forbid them to use players as subs that have previously played in high-level competition? That sounds a little bit silly, but I can definitely understand the argument why some people don't really like that. Either way, Team Ash currently is able, with Zelia, who obviously joined the team already a couple of weeks ago and has been playing for them for quite some time, to bring them to the last map, and it's Cursed Hollow. So we'll see who's going to take it here now. Kerrigan gets banned. They're not taking any risks here. And, well, of course, this is going to be a bit interesting now, because Medivh gets banned. Yeah, both of them are not taking any risk. If you have Mako on the other side, you're always like toying a bit with it when you're not picking when you're not banning Medivh. And Medivh can be a game changer. He doesn't have the priority anymore that he had just a few months ago, weeks ago in Europe, but he gets banned out here because the teams don't want to risk anything. Now, this is a big map. You can play with the globals again. We already saw a Falstad in the Haka composition on Towers of Doom by the blue team. There is a chance that they're going to do something similar. And with the first pick, they're already heading into a global style with Brightwing. There's a map where you could see Vikings even, but the Dehaka gets picked away. Dehaka and Diablo. So now Whoopi has to rethink what exactly he's going to do. I like that. I like the mind games between them. They're really fun. Really well thought out. And they're always reacting. They're thinking about the maps, thinking about the place on the other side, the hero pools, and they're just reacting to that as best they can. But of course, there's a lot on the line now. There's Falstad and there's Stitches. So the birdie, they don't get the Haka. They might have played a triple global, if they could. But at least they have Brightwing and they have Falstad with this. So what else are we getting? Stitches was really successful for them on Tomb Spider Queen. Stitches is one of those weird ones. I mean, all you gotta do at the end of the day is you gotta hit a couple of hooks. You don't have to hit them all, but if you hit a couple of impactful hooks, I mean, even when you're behind, Stitches is a great asset, because if he hits one long-range hook, you can turn the entire thing. There's just a constant threat coming from this hero. So they attack Zelia again with the ban patterns. Kerrigan gets banned. Zelia's Zeratul gets banned too. There is potential for maybe a Tracer. She was banned once, so if he wants to play it, he hasn't shown a lot of Tracer play here. Oh, and Tyrande, and I really don't like that. Yeah, again, people are always saying I hate Tyrande. I really don't. I would love for Tyrande to be back in a spot where she is great, but she is always a liability. The second you see a Tyrande pick, you have to think, how are they keeping her safe? Because Tyrande is just dying so quickly, it's crazy. She has no real escape. She's really squishy. And the position of the pick too. Greymane and Blaze. Okay, for the final ones. If Stitches hits a hook against Tyrande, she's just dead. And we get Illidan. Alright, now we're talking. Zelia is picking his Illidan again, which he already did once. I was actually thinking that he might play Sylvanas, but no, Bishops is locking it in. Tyrande, again, Tyrande offers a lot. Don't get me wrong. Tyrande offers a lot. But it comes at a big cost. And we'll see if they can keep her alive. They take a big risk here. Let's head straight into Cursed Hollow, map number 5 of the best of 5 series. Game number 5. Yeah, we're here. I love that we are on Cursed Hollow. It's one of my favorite maps. But I've been talking about this already so many times that I think at some point I'm just going to piss people off with it. So instead, we're going to introduce our players again. We got Greymane, played by Maka, Smexy on Brightwing, Whoopi on Blaze, Azerite on Falstad, Gia is playing Stitches again, and on the other side, Renella with Tyrande. That's an interesting one. Let's see if they can keep her alive. She has a lot to offer, but you need to keep her alive somehow. Bishops on Sylvanas, Morenas on Dehaka, Denado on Diablo. And Illidan gets played by Zelia himself. So, as we're heading into this, also another big shout out, by the way, to everybody that supports me and the channel on Patreon. So, guys, thanks for supporting all the work there, and if anybody out there wants to help supporting the channel a little bit, keep the coverage of Heroes alive on the tournaments that we're organizing here, and of course the one-man show That is Khaldor TV with the Insta replays and everything else that we are now able to bring to you. Then you can head over to patreon.com/Khaldor, check it out, and do that there. So yeah, but again, big shout out to all the supporters. Without you guys, it would be very difficult to keep all of this up, so you are keeping the lights on. Thanks a lot for that, it's appreciated. Now, as we're heading into our last map of the series, we have already a bit of an aggressive setup here on every single lane where they're trying to push this a bit. Now, Illidan is very... I mean, again, Illidan, last time that he played it, he went into the Hunt, which obviously helps him with the pseudo-global. Considering that they're up against Falstad and also Brightwing, there's a good chance that they're doing the exact setup again. Could put pressure onto Falstad, can put pressure onto Greymane, depending on the situation, and allows Illidan also to mirror the moves of the Haka. Sorry, not of the Haka, of Falstad a bit on the map if need be. Given the fact that they have the Haka though, you could also go into Metamorphosis here. So I guess it's going to depend a bit on the situation in the game, what they're deciding to do. We have, yeah, Renella being very far away here, which is pretty important, honestly. Yeah, look at this. Like, oh, the hook nearly connected. That's nearly a kill against Greymane. That situation was kind of sick. So first of all, big shout out to Renella. He knows, of course, that Tyrande is a big liability, or at least can be. So he's always trying to figure out where Stitches is and keeps something behind him and Stitches every single time. The mercenary, like anything. But that hook nearly connected, and this time it did. And as expected, oh, he gets out. Yeah, clutch. But I think it showcases pretty well what I was afraid of and what I was thinking there the entire time. So that's a bit of a problem. But again, can work out. Patchwork Creation on level 1 for Stitches, Tenderizer on level 4. Standard. Illidan is of course dealing with the camps. On the other side it's Azerite. And also on level 4 into Elune's Chosen. Yeah, and talking about Elune's Chosen, she was chosen to die. So she's dead. And thanks to Brightwing, Gia lives. Welcome to the problem. I've been talking about the Tyrande picks a bit, but lately, every single time when we saw Tyrande, the play was always the same. A team that was supposed to win the series no matter what, picked Tyrande and then won with Tyrande. And I've been saying from the beginning that the issue is not when you pick Tyrande in a situation like this. The issue is if you pick her against the team that you're even with. And we can see this right here. Sylvanas dies as well, the tribute is taken, Chili Mountain has now 2 kills to 0, they took the first objective, and they are a bit ahead in experience. Not a big momentum swing yet, but something to consider. And there is enormous pressure on Renella. Every single time that he pops up anywhere on the map, Chili Mountain is there and ready to attack him. They are focusing in Tyrande. They want to get on her. You know exactly that is the easiest kill that they are going to get. So whenever they see an opportunity, they go for it. Also, they're chasing them all over the place now. And that's a big problem for the Haka. Nicely done. Evades a lot of the damage, but it's not enough. He dies too, and that's 3 kills to 0. Now we still have level 7 for both of them. Malevolence, again, for Diablo. Illidan went into the friend or foe after starting things off with the Hunter's Onslaught and the Immolation. Gives him, of course, also more wave clear that he can use on the side lane. But they are taking enormous amounts of damage at the bottom of the map. Renella still as far away from the action as he possibly can be. That drag didn't connect. No, Morenas. If he gets that, then maybe they have a chance. They need proper combos. They need someone to just CC a target so that Renella with his Sylvanas can come in for the Hunter's Mark, get the stun connected on top of that, and then get the damage in. Yeah, and already this is another thing where Tyrande is of course great. Interrupting anybody that channels is fantastic. That one nibble on her pants, and that is a kill against Dibbles. Uh-oh, this is not a good development for for Team Ash. They're losing 1, they're losing 2, and Renella is obviously dying. So is Illidan. Guys, this is 6 kills to 0. Both of the times when Tyrande was exposed, she died. Of course, that started off with the tank getting dropped, but now the boss is getting attacked as well. 2 tributes. We're only 5 minutes in, and at the 5-minute mark, they're getting a boss for free. They are level ahead. They're nearly on level 10. This could be a quick one. This could be a quick one. They gambled a bit in the draft, and it seems like they lost. Can they bring it back? They need to really step it up a bit if they can. They've been on fire yesterday. They had fantastic games. They played some amazing maps today. But can they really go all the distance here? It starts to look a bit grim. They're trying to get the counterplay on at the bottom of the map where Sylvanas is now moving in. They're putting pressure on Azerite as he's trying to defend. The blue team has to, of course, come down here and help out. They've been all the way up at the top, so it's going to take some time. But the objective for Team Ash is to get experience. They need some XP. And, well, they're not getting any. At least not fast enough to have it make an impact. They get it fast enough for the objective, which I guess at the end of the day is what really matters here. So there's Apocalypse. Illidan, I suppose the hunt. Yep, goes for the hunt. Can attack the backline right away. So they can just simply go for one target and take it down. And let's see if they can keep Tyrande alive. Like, look at that positioning. Like, Renella is trying to stay out of vision the entire time. Yeah. Obviously, Stitches can't see him, and that's the whole game plan here. Keep Stitches so far away from Tyrande that nobody can even see it. And, well, my bad, at the bottom of the map. They ganged up on Dehaka. They simply sacrificed the tribute and said, you know what? I'm going to go for Dehaka. We're going to take him down, and we're getting a keep, or sorry, a fort for free. And that's 7 kills to 0. 7-0. The blue team got spanked on the last map. Was 12 kills to 0. And now they're just trying to do the exact same thing to Team Ash. Coming in for a second boss that they can take now too. And level 13 would also give them the extended hook range. All of this has played out without Stitches having that. And he still connects the hooks. I mean, come on. A hook, a kill, Denado down. Bunker's getting placed down too. Here's Renella. Gets completely isolated for a second, but with Illidan moving in, they get at least the birdie. Birdie down, but Tyrande gets killed again. That's the third time that she dies. And the same is also true for Dehaka. Another hook, but Bishops is at least able to jump on the wave and get out here. Yeah, this is just nasty. And now we're going to have a curse in a moment, don't we? So yeah, check this out. Tyrande dead. After that, they're trying to get Dehaka. They get him. Morenas is at least able to escape. If not, that could have been even another kill for them. So with 10 kills to 1, we have level 13 talents ready. That's going to be boss and objective. That's a curse. Right here. Okay. And off we go. Gia is just murdering. His Diablo play earlier on Towers of Doom was already fantastic, but now he's just connecting everything with Stitches. And here comes the level 13 talent, which means that his baseline quest is now completed. So we have him with the extended range, and he went into the meat hook. So, this, if you think until now it was already dangerous, just watch, because it's getting worse. For Team Ash. He can just YOLO the hooks out at this point and just put the fear into their hearts. That's a keep. We're 9 minutes in and that is keep. At least. At least. That's 2 camps. They could try for more. If they get a hook and a kill, they might be able to end it. That, yeah, there's the hook. And there's the kill. Diablo is down for the count. And with a bunker, they can try and end it right now. Everybody is defending or trying, but there's the stun against Illidan. Still the best counter against him. The stuns. Bishops is also dead. This is game. This is game. This is the series. Chili Mountain, they're moving on. Renella is dead too. They get murdered. The Gus in the corner. 5-man team wipe. Everybody dead. And that is a 3-2 victory for Chili Mountain as they move on to the final match of the playoffs to determine which team goes to the offline finals in Paris.